Congratulations, you have been accepted. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Faria. If you're new here, my name is Faria Haq and I am an incoming medical student, and I wanted to make my YouTube channel to focus on my journey and everything that I'm doing and will be doing in medical school. So I actually have some updates. 3 things. First of all, I actually moved out. I actually moved out of my parents' home into my first apartment, which was a studio apartment, which was super exciting. And then I started the medical school program, not the school itself, but a specific program. And on day 2, I was actually taken out of the wait list for my other school in New York, and I was accepted. And so I had to drop everything, my whole life that I moved there, to come back here. And now I'll be going to school in New York and moving back with my parents, and I'm now in my home, in my own bedroom. And this has been such a roller coaster that I have to share it with you. So yeah, so stay tuned. Let me just tell everything about this. I've already decided from December of 2023 that I'll be going to a specific school, but that school, that medical school, was in a different state, but I thought that it was a really good school. End of May, my parents and I actually went there to find an apartment for me. So I've already done the deposit and everything, and then we just went into the apartment, looked at it, and we had the choice of doing an apartment that was studio, that was not renovated, and one that was renovated. And the only difference between the two was that was a price of $100, but both of them were new. It's just the one that they called renovated was latest appliances, but they are all new. They're all new and they all work really nicely, so we just chose the one that was cheaper. And then we have the manager come with us to show us everything in the front area, and then on the side another window, so much sunlight. Really nice. This specific apartment was super beautiful because it had a huge window, like 3 windows in one. So we went there, and after looking around, hang on the carpet, my mom and I, and more of this. I just namazed, Qasr, Bizan, pretty nice.
এটাও আমাদের একটা বাসা।
Yeah.
এখন থেকে আমাদের 2টা বাসা, নিউ ইয়র্কে একটা বাসা, নিউ জার্সি একটা বাসা।
My apartment. For me to move here, we had to take the car, and it was a road trip. And so my mom and I, we packed everything. And even before, it was my mom who did most of the shopping because I don't know what you need. There are things like household items, like garbage bags, garbage cans, so many desi masholas, like you know, the rathuni packets, the bran packets, the panipuri, fuchka, ushab, jotto shop, every single one of those things I had. Pulao, like dal, all of these, everything that you can ever imagine, all of them. So I've had every single thing that I can possibly need, more than I need, but just like kind of stocked up. And so we put everything in our car and we took it there. We drove it there. I was guiding my mom and my mom was driving on the highway. It was very, very exciting for us. And then we go in, we set everything up, we put the food away, put it in the pantries and everything. It was so nice. And then we went to Walmart to get myself a TV, as well as TV stand. This desk that you're seeing, like this is an L-shaped desk. We got this, as well as like a mattress and a bed. And my school actually started a week later. So after we fixed everything up, went back to New York with my mom, and then we came back, or I just came back, and it was just me on my own. So I made myself breakfast and I ate it, and I FaceTimed my mom, and she FaceTimed me like all day long. It was really cool. It's like no one left ever. It's just we're just on FaceTime now, and that's completely normal. And there's nothing different about me not living there with my mom because I was already here. And then I started the first day of medical school, and it was just a program for students to acclimate to the environment and medical school, and this was completely optional, and I opted to do it because I was 100% sure that I would be going to this medical school. So I took the risk and I went there and I did all of that. And so I got ready for the first day of medical school. I drove myself. Can you believe it? I drove myself. I drove myself to school, and then I parked it far away so I don't hit anyone. I was sitting around like a group of girls, and we all became friends, and it was just really nice. Like, first day, you want to make friends, you want to be there with everyone, you want to converse with others, and I was able to do that. Throughout the day, we were able to do many things and learn about other things, but mostly because it was like the first day, it's more of like you get used to the environment as well as the school. So you do school tours, get some food in the beginning, and then you just got back from the first unofficial day of medical school. It was nice. We got to do a tour, which I've already done, and we sat through different lectures. We were in groups, so I was able to speak with a lot of people, and I did make friends, and I'm excited. I'm happy. I feel like I'm not really close to any of the people, but that, again, I think it was the first day. And I think the people that I was very, very close to are not in the same campus as me, but that's okay. It was a good day. Alhamdulillah. I went back in for the second time, and this time we actually had a class, and the class was on anatomy. And this was my first time taking anatomy, and it was really, really interesting. The professor who was teaching us, she was giving us demonstrations and interactive ways to learn, such as like, do the robot position, this arm should move like this, and it was because of the deltoid. And it was so nice. Like, this is what I've been working up to, and I finally made it. So it was really, really great for me. And then I went home that day, and like always, I'm always checking my emails, but on that day specifically, I didn't check my emails all day because I've been busy, not before I even came home. So I came home, I was just done eating, and I was just a bit sad that day. So suddenly I'm like, oh, let me just go down my emails and check just in case if anything shows up. And suddenly I see the email from the admissions of the school that I was waitlisted in, right? And I'm like, oh, this is interesting. I didn't open it yet. I was just staring at it, and I'm like, okay, heart dropped. What is it now? This is so random. You're emailing me. I'm kind of stressed. And then I click on it, and it said, congratulations, you have been accepted to the class of 2028. Oh my goodness, alhamdulillah. I was so excited. I was so freaking happy because this is the school that I was waitlisted on, and now I can finally attend, and I'm now finally accepted into the school. And this is what I've been praying for all this time, so I can stay in New York and with my family and get the support. And I finally got it when I was moved away, which is okay. You know, everyone has their own paths, and I was able to learn so much moving away and then going into the other medical school. And I'm just so thankful that I prayed so much to get accepted to this medical school, and Allah has made that true, and I will be going to that school. And I was so happy. I was so freaking happy. I could not believe it. I was just like, ah. I was like, what? Ain't no way. But it does happen, and it did happen. I'm just so happy. And then I FaceTime my mom, and I'm like, Mom, I have some news. She's like, what? And I told her, Mom, I got in to the New York one. and she started screaming. She was screaming so loud, and I was so happy that my sister thought something had happened. So she came out of her room and she was like, what happened, what happened? My mom's like still screaming. And then my mom and I tell her like, I'm coming back to New York, I got accepted. And then she's like, girl, I thought someone had died. But we were so happy. It was such a good moment. I actually took screenshots of us screaming because we were super happy and just so blessed. And so that was the reaction to me getting off of the wait list. And then the next days I had to tell my manager, the apartment managers, that hey, I'm actually going to be moving out, and set all that up, which took a while. And then my mom and my uncle and me, I went back to New York, and then we came back with the with my uncle's car. And then we packed everything into my uncle's car, and then in our car, and then we took everything, dropped off the keys and everything, and went back home to New York. So that's where I am now, and I just finally finished everything, all the processing with the apartment. So everything that needs to be done, termination fees and all of that. There's so much that you have to do that people don't talk about, like internet bills, gas bills, water, which is part of utility, and then the rent, and then other fees that add up. All of those I've recently completed, so it has been a huge amount of work that is now kind of out of my mind. So I'm just free and relaxed, and I'm happy. And finally I'm back in New York, and I recently actually got to do a tour of that school. So I went there and I saw a lot of people, and I made some friends, and now I have some plans with these said friends, and I'm just super excited to see them and get to know other people and other students from New York before school starts. So I would already have friends during it, and I can ask people for help and just have a good community. And this is the reality of getting off of the wait list and having to move your life over and back home. So if you have any specific questions, feel free to ask me, and I'd be very happy to answer them. But this is the life update. I hope you liked it. Bye.